I love it when people talk about how their business is built 100% on referrals. I don't know about you, but I think that is clearly the stupidest strategy on the planet. And I'm going to talk about why. It is not a marketing strategy, at least not on their own. So we're going to talk about that, the referral myth. They're great until they aren't. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Business Success by Design podcast, where you'll learn everything you need to know about building a thriving business. This isn't theory. It's hardcore strategies and tactics designed to help you win. Join us as top business coaches, marketers, and business insiders pull back the curtain on what really works in building the business you want and what's just complete BS. And now, sit back and listen to rockstar host James Lawson, he's the one with a funny accent, and Angela Inzerillo as they go deep, cut through the crap, and get to the core of making your business work for you.
Hey, welcome back to the Business Success by Design podcast, where we get real about the strategies that actually move the needle for coaches, consultants, and service-based businesses trying to grow beyond that tricky 500K ceiling. I'm James Lawson. I'm going to be your guide, your coach, and hopefully your straight shooter. And as I said, today we're tackling one of the biggest myths that I see holding businesses back from sustainable growth. This idea that referrals are a marketing strategy. They're really not. At least they aren't on their own. So, don't get me wrong. I love referrals. We all love referrals. They're warm, they're high trust, and they close faster. In fact, if you've been in business for any length of time, chances are most of your business came from people who referred you. That's awesome. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. Here's the problem, guys. Referrals are passive. They're relying on someone else deciding to talk about you, right? They're not predictable. You can't scale them. And they usually dry up right when you need them most. You know, like when a big project ends or a key client moves on and then you're struggling to go try and find someone else to fill the hole. So, let's be honest. We like referrals because they feel safe, right? You don't have to put yourself out there. You don't have to market. You don't risk rejection. It really is the business equivalent of staying under the covers when your alarm goes off. Comfortable? Yes. Productive? Not so much. Here's where it gets really dangerous. You think your business is growing, but really, you're waiting. You're waiting for someone to think of you, waiting for the phone to ring, and that, my friends, is not a strategy. That is a hope. So we're going to talk about the shift, right? There's a shift that you need to make when it comes to looking at referrals. Now, you can absolutely build a system that includes referrals, but it would be absolute madness if that became your whole engine, right? A real marketing strategy, if you really think about it, is very, very proactive because it answers 3 questions. You ready? How are you attracting attention from the right people? How are you engaging and educating them? And then how are you converting them into paying clients? Now, listen, that might mean a number of things. It could be email marketing. It could be authority building content. Strategic partnerships, speaking, one of my favorites, right? Get out, speak to a lot of people at once. Sometimes even cold outreach when it's done right, but that's my least favorite thing. And that's probably just me. It's probably a James thing, and I get it. The key is you're controlling the activity. You're not sitting around hoping and waiting that someone's going to call. So, let's not throw referrals out completely, right? What we want to do, though, is we want to use them smarter. So I'm going to give you a couple of ideas that we use as part of our referral system. You can take it, you can install it in yours and see how it works. But I believe this is what you want to really be thinking about. So, number 1, make it easy for people to refer you, right? Now that sounds pretty basic and simple, but you wouldn't believe how many people really overcomplicate this. You want to give clear language about who you help and the problems that you are solving. Don't assume that everybody knows this about you, because they don't. For the most part, they really, really don't. And so we want to make sure that we are very, very clear about the people that we're going after and how we're going to help them. Second thing is build a process, right? Build a referral process. After every client success, ask, who else do you know that might need this kind of support? Simple question. You would be amazed at then how many people would actually come back and go, well, probably such and such and such and such. Would you do an introduction, right? Third one, incentivize or recognize referrers. Now, guys, this doesn't always have to be money. A simple handwritten note or a social media shout-out goes a long way. In fact, one of our good friends, Brian Felder, who is in the real estate business, for as long as I have known Brian, every time he meets somebody, he will write a handwritten note 100% of the time. He gets a lot of referrals, right? A lot of referrals. But he will always do it, not an email, handwritten note with a card thanking someone for whatever they did. Goes a long, long way. Lastly, track your referrals, right? What we say is what gets measured improves, right? But again, and I want to stress this, your referral channel is one channel. It's not your whole pipeline. So, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you have been riding the referral train and you're starting to feel that uncomfortable lull in your business, you're not alone, right? We do see it a lot of the time, especially with early stage businesses. The good news is you can fix it. Start building that real marketing engine, my friends. One that's consistent, one that is scalable and under your control. Building your email list has to be your number one priority. Your email list is the one thing that no one can take away from you. Facebook will take your friends, LinkedIn will take your connections, but your email list is yours. It's owned by you. So start thinking about marketing from that standpoint. You want to keep control. Now, if you want to get a little bit clearer on what that looks like for your business, I'm happy to talk to you. Just head to the link below. You can book a complimentary strategy session with me. We can take a look at where your best clients are hiding and how we're going to get to them. Really, really simple. So there you go, guys. Short and sweet, right? Here's the message. Referral should be part of your pipeline. It shouldn't be all of your pipeline. Don't get sucked into believing that a referral-led business is a good business. It's not. It isn't consistent and it isn't predictable. And those are the two biggest things that you want in your business. All right, so listen, thanks for hanging out. It's been great. Hopefully you get value from this episode. Be sure to subscribe or leave a review or share it with other businesses who might want to hear this stuff. This has been Business Success by Design, where growth isn't an accident. It really is a strategy. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. See you next time.